Hello, this is Annette with Project Refine Life. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another unboxing. I know I'm just breaking all my own rules, but you know what? I can because they're my rules, so I'm breaking them. Anyhow, this is a long-awaited deck, and not because of the creator, because I saw this deck, I believe it was in January on Chrissy Bentley's channel, and I just fell in love with it immediately. Then when I looked up the information about the deck, I found out that he is local here in Arizona. He is in Tucson, and above and beyond loving the deck itself, there was all kinds of things about this. So as you can see, I started opening the package just a little, and then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do an unboxing. So, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And as you can see, I was kind of like ripping into this because I've been very excited about receiving this deck. So here we go. Oh, there's some stuff in here. Let's see, what do we have? All right, let's see, here's the package. Oh my goodness. The creator's name is Daniel Martin Diaz. And his art is so amazing. It is just beyond beautiful. So he sent me this little postcard, and my goodness, look at that. All right, and here it is. It says, nobody knows, and then 333, little symbology there. Daniel Martin Diaz. Amazing. Look at this. This is just, oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I'm just so excited here. Now you might hear a little noise in the background because we're currently on spring break in this household, and so there might be some noise in the background, but as usual, I always try to cover it up with some music. So, all right, you know what? I know this is gonna sound silly, but I don't like to break my little stickers that come on here. I try to save them. So I'd rather cut around this to open up the deck rather than ruin the sticker. That way I can deal with the sticker later. Haha, see that, guys? Sometimes I use my brain, just sometimes. Okay, here we are. Now I know that he is very low in stock with this deck currently. And like I said, I've been so excited to receive this deck. Since I live here in Arizona, I usually attend the Gem Fair every year in Tucson. And my plan was to go down to Tucson and to meet Daniel and pick up the deck, but I never made it down to the Gem Fair this year. There was just too much going on. But through that, I had written to Daniel, and he called me, and we had a really nice conversation. We were on the phone for close to about an hour. He's just a really, really nice guy, and I really enjoyed my conversation with him. It was so good, and just getting to understand what his thinking was, and his background, very similar to my upbringing as well. So we had a lot in common, and it was just very, very nice. So it came with this nice little bag, which I truly appreciate, because I think this is one of those decks that I'm really going to be kind of precious about. I don't know. It's just that feeling that I've had in just the looks that I've had at this deck online. And I do not, as you can see, it has this little seal over here. I don't want to break the seal. I know I may be getting a little bit too, like I said, I may be getting a little bit too precious about this, but I just want to make sure to take care of it. All right, here we go. I am so excited. And you know what? I went back and forth. This is the box. So as you can see, this is a tough box. However, the quality of the box, it's not flimsy. It's a really nice, good quality box. It is beautifully done with this beautiful matte gray inside. Now I know people may not think that that's beautiful, but to me, just it's such a classy deck. So I'm really excited. Okay, here are the backs of the cards. Oh my goodness. Now I'm hoping I don't get too much glare. I think I'm gonna have to tilt it up like this because here in Arizona today, we have a very gloomy day. It has been threatening to rain all day. I was able to teach my class this morning with the hopes of rain because I love to teach when it's raining, but it never really rained. But look at the backs. Oh my goodness. This is just like that classic, almost Marseille style. Okay, now I talked to Daniel about the cards and let me just compare this here. So the cards themselves measure 5 by 3. So as you can see, just a little bit bigger than your standard tarot deck. I decided to turn the light off. So there may be a little interruption there, but there was just too much glare. And I really wanted you to understand how beautiful this deck is without the interruption of the glare. So as you can see, it's just a little bit bigger than your standard tarot size deck. And this deck, as far as the, oh my goodness, it feels lovely. It's been compared to the, oh my goodness, it's right in front of me and I can't think of it, the Pagan Otherworlds. So I brought out this deck just so that I could compare it. And it does feel very, very similar. He stated that when he was shopping for somebody to make the cards, that he wanted a plain style quality. So he's not sure about Pagan Otherworlds because he doesn't have that deck. So as far as him using the same printer as far as Pagan Otherworlds, that's, to his knowledge, he doesn't know. He doesn't know if he used the same printer or not. And he doesn't have the deck. So, but I did tell him that people were comparing it to Pagan Otherworlds. So this is, I guess, one of the title cards or the ad cards. And then this, Earth Magic. Oh my goodness, look at that. There is dripping here from his hand into the cup where it shows all of the elements, the wands, the pentacles, the swords, and going through the body. So it's like he is actually one and working with these elements here on this title card. Just absolutely beautiful. All right, so there is a total of 80 cards, 22 major arcana, 56 minors. He said that there's a total of 80, so that includes these two cards right here, which I'm sure you could utilize in the deck if you are smart enough to do so. I am just going to leave them off to the side because they're beautiful and stunning, and I don't know, I'm just not going to include them within my deck. But as you can see, the quality is absolutely beautiful. Let me go ahead and open up my Pagan Otherworlds just so that I can, okay. It is very, very similar to Pagan Otherworlds. However, this deck, my Earth Magic deck, like the way I said that right away, to me this feels heavier than Pagan Otherworlds, just a little bit heavier. But it does have like that linen type finish within the deck, but it is a little bit heavier. So there we go, that settles that for me. Let me put this off to the side. And let's go ahead and get going with the flip through. true to the description on Daniel's website, this deck is a celebration of science, philosophy, and symbolism. These are hand-drawn illustrations, and the deck itself is so stunning. It is so beautiful. I watched most of Chrissy's walkthrough when she first came out with sharing the deck, and I don't think she went through the whole deck, but I have to say that I didn't watch the whole thing because I fell in love with the deck immediately. This was one of those decks where I just knew I needed to have this deck. So when that happens, when I know that it's an immediate response for me, I just stop watching because I really want some element of surprise. And to be honest, I was kind of going back and forth with myself last night as to, do I open the deck now? Do I do an unboxing? Now, usually if I would have opened the deck off camera, which, you know, the whole unboxings thing is a new thing for me this year, but I would want to have some quiet time with the deck on its own and working with the deck. And I didn't want to take the time to do that because I just wanted to share this deck with you. And then I'm going to go ahead and start working with the deck. Now, currently, I'm still in the process of doing my 7 decks for 7 chakras. So this is something that I'm going to be working with outside of that practice because I don't want to wait. I really want to start working with this. This is such a beautifully, beautifully illustrated deck. I cannot get over that somebody has a talent to draw these things. You know, it blows my mind because I'm the type of person that draws little stick figures. So when I see art like this, it is always just amazing to me. Now, one of the things that I did want to point out within the deck is each suit has the elemental figure up on the top. So the major arcana has the ether right up on the top, and then we get into the wands. And the wands have the little triangle or the symbol for the element of fire. And then as we get into the element of cups, we have the sign for the element of water. And then also for the swords, we have the element of air. And for the pentacles, we have the element of earth right there. So I don't know, I just think it's so nicely done. Nothing is overly done. It's such a classic and beautiful deck. I really, really love this deck. Oh, this is really pretty, guys. I just can't even tell you how gorgeous this is. Now, I love his use. I was noticing during the flip through, see these elements of fire here. Now, in talking to Daniel and in looking at this deck a little bit further, oh, I love that. That's gorgeous. This element of fire, the way that he uses it, you know, as far as in the Bible, because I was born and raised Catholic, so looking at the Bible always represents this presence of God. And, you know, in talking to him and understanding where he's coming from, how he was raised, and maybe how he's looking at things, I can't help but see that within the deck, where he's used some of that symbology within the deck. But likewise, there's so much occult type symbolism throughout the deck. Now, this right here, he had these bookmarks on his website. When I first started looking, it was already sold out, and I was so sad. But see this little nervous system? He had these bookmarks that had this nervous system on the bookmarks, or that was the bookmark. I just thought it was just so beautiful, but I missed out on that. And then this, I love also that there's always these roots coming out of the bones. So you can see from the hip bones, he has these roots coming out, these twigs, like this grounding in symbolism. He has the keys. There's still so much symbology here, even in accordance with your standard Rider-Waite-Smith. However, during my conversation with him, he also stated that he did refer to much more traditional decks, such as the Marseille. So I don't know exactly where all of his symbolism comes from, because I really haven't taken that much time with it. Of course, I'm just opening it up, but just looking at this, and then this, the Empress, look at her hands. They're twigs, so they're, oh, I'm so excited, I'm just like moving the camera now. But look at how the bird is connecting with her, and her look, oh my goodness, it's beautiful. And yet he has that little skull on the top, which, you know, he lives in Tucson, and I don't know if you know about Tucson, but they have a really big celebration for Dia de los Muertos, so that might be part of it. I'm just guessing, I'm just, you know, putting my 2 cents in because of the conversation that I had with him, and just knowing the way that our cultures are the same. So just looking at that and bringing that symbolism into it. And then you got the snake here within the bird's mouth here. Wow, this is just so, oh my goodness, look at the Strength card. Look at how it's held up. And this is flowing up. That is really, really pretty. Oh my goodness, this is really beautiful. And here with the Hermit, you have the star in the background, and then you see this trailing here. There was another card that I saw here, and it has a UFO in it, and I just thought, oh, that's interesting. Okay, the Death is card. Oh, this Death card. See, this is very Marseille to me when I'm thinking about, maybe because I'm thinking about the Tarot by Mr. Freiburg, which is another favorite of mine. And here we have Temperance. I just keep going back and forth because I just feel like there's more to discuss within this deck. The Tower card is absolutely stunning. Look at that. Oh my goodness. The Star, there's nothing about this deck that I don't like. Seriously, there is nothing. The World card, look at that. Oh, and then you have the All-Seeing Eye there. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna try to find that one card that has the UFO, and I don't know if I missed it already, where it's at, but anyhow, it gives you another little look at this beautiful, oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. I love these wands. Look at all the growth. And he and his horse are one, and then you can see the nervous system, or everything coming through the horse as well, or maybe their roots. It has to be rooted. Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. You know what? I was on a trip just recently, and I saw a tarot deck while I was out there, and I was tempted to buy it, but I thought, no, I can't, because this is still on my list, and this is a more important deck for me to get. So from my hotel room, I ordered this deck because I never got the chance to go out to Tucson, and I would have loved to picked it up directly from him and just had the opportunity to meet him. But I mean, Tucson's not far, so maybe there's still that opportunity. But just look at this, and then look at the cups. It's still rooted in that growth, but holding on to that cup. Oh my goodness. Wow. This is so stunning. See, I even forgot what I was actually looking for. Look at the King of Cups. Oh my Lord. Wow. Daniel, if you're watching this, I am just blown away. This is just beyond beautiful. What a gorgeous deck. This is beautiful. There's a lot to be discovered, a lot to look through within this deck. And I have an idea of some decks to pair it up with. Here we go. See, the King of Swords has this UFO here. But there's another card in here that has one. I know that there is. Oh my goodness, look at that. This is just stunning. I don't even have the words. I don't even have the words to say, because it's just beautiful. And I just, see, I knew once I opened it, that was going to be it. I was going to want to start working with it, and here I am. All right, I brought one deck out to try to pair up with it, and I don't think it's probably any surprise, which is the Supra Oracle, because this deck is so stunning, so beautiful, that it would be very difficult for me, just looking at it offhand, as to, oh, I have to keep these separate. Hold on a second. As to think about what deck I would want to pair it up with, and here we go. Oh my goodness, here we go. All right, so let's try this here. This is gorgeous together. This is gorgeous, and you have to pair it up with something just as beautiful, just as meaningful. And for me, the Supra Oracle is one of those very beautiful, and again, no guidebook comes with this deck. You have to buy it separately. And with Daniel's deck, it's the same thing. No guidebook comes with it. You do have to buy it separately. I do know that Daniel did not write the guidebook, but his illustrations are within the guidebook, and it's more of a book to, from what I understand, because I don't have it, more of a book of how to understand your just basic RWS type tarot deck. So if you understand the RWS, if you read RWS, then you should be able to read this, because I don't see any problem with your basic ideas as far as presenting itself throughout this deck. But these two are going to be absolutely stunning together. Look at this. Yeah, and it would have to be of this quality, and because the cardstock is similar, the looks are similar, I think these two will work perfectly together. But knowing me, you know, I'll probably look for something else as well, just because that's what I do. But this is the beautiful, very, very beautiful Earth Magic Tarot by Daniel Martin Diaz. Thank you so much for joining me. I think it's time for me to go and shuffle this deck and play a little bit, guys, because I just can't wait. I just can't wait. I have to do this right away. There we go. First little shuffle. I don't ordinarily riffle shuffle, but that was a big clump there. But let me try it one more time. You know I can't bridge, guys, and I really can't riffle as well. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to use some of my little smudge spray real quick. This is by my beautiful friend Heather Moon Shop. Jill, this is such a beautiful smudge spray. I've said it before, but oh my goodness. Oh, okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you later. It's time for me to play.